Now, we have some major developing news, and these are from here in Kenya. President William Samoei Ruto has finally broke his silence following the Tanzania elections that took place on the 29th of October 2015. And you know what has been trending in Tanzania is that there have been reports of post-election violence with some media outlets reporting that a massacre has occurred in that country, and all the blame has been towards the president-elect, President Mama Samia Suluhu Hassan. Now, even as the election, which has been highly contested by the opposition, rejecting the results, calling the election very unfair, since some of the opposition leaders were behind bars or others were denied the chance to even contest in the election. President William Ruto has today tabled his congratulatory message to President Samia Suluhu Hassan after she was re-elected to become the president of Tanzania. You remember now, Samia Suluhu took charge of the office after the death of President John Pombe Magufuli. So this is our first term being an elected president. That means that she will now serve for 5 years after the Electoral Commission said that she won the elections by a huge 97% of the vote. Yes, so this is what President William Ruto has posted on X page today, this morning, just a few minutes ago. We understand that at the moment the president is in a groundbreaking ceremony in Nakuru County. So the statement on X reads, and I quote, "Congratulatory statement by His Excellency Honorable William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces following the general election in the United Republic of Tanzania, November 3rd, 2025. On behalf of the government and the people of the Republic of Kenya, and on my own behalf, I extend my sincere congratulations to Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan on her re-election in the general elections held on 29th October 2025. Kenya and Tanzania share deep historical ties and common aspirations for the prosperity and stability of our peoples, anchored in our shared history and our joint membership in the East African Community, that is EAC. Yes, I'm trying to look for the rest of the statement that was posted on X, and yes, he says, let me just see what the statement says. I'm trying to open it from a second screen here. It says that the statement continues, and I quote, "I call upon the patriotic people of Tanzania to uphold peace and the rule of law, and I encourage all political actors and stakeholders to embrace dialogue and tolerance as they seek to resolve any issues at hand in order to safeguard democracy and stability. Kenya stands ready to continue engaging constructively in the pursuit of our shared vision for peaceful, prosperous and integrated East Africa." End of quote. That is the statement right now that has been made by President William Samoei Ruto, congratulating Samia Suluhu Hassan on a re-election as the president of Tanzania this morning. That is what President William Ruto has posted on X, and of course, as you can expect, the reactions from Kenyans are quite as expected, because people are not so happy why the president is acting as if nothing has happened in Tanzania. You remember when Samia Suluhu was being handed a certificate by the Electoral Commission, she spoke and thanked the commission for conducting what she called a free and fair election, saying that everything was peaceful, and called upon the country to now be ready to move on, be ready to continue the good work that they have been doing together. And it was quite shocking that the president ignored to address what was happening in the country, knowing that very well there has been violence. We have seen videos that have been posted already showing what has been happening in Tanzania, and the police yesterday came out releasing a statement. The commander of the police came saying that they have got reports that there are some Kenyans Kenyans who trying to go and bring violence to the country, saying that they are issuing a strong warning on anybody who will be found lingering around in Tanzania, and also issued a warning to the citizens of Tanzania. If they are living with somebody who is not from their country, they should report, or else they will be arrested. And it is quite alarming, because now you see what is happening in Tanzania. It's not something that anybody can ignore. The international community has already voiced their concern into the election, because for the largest part of history, Tanzania has been a very, very peaceful country. They have been looked as one of the most peaceful countries in this East Africa, because Uganda now, they have their problems with the already Museveni, and Kenya, you saw the protests that began last year against President William Samoei Ruto. But Tanzania, everything has always been peaceful. You remember from the rule of Nyerere, the rule of Magufuli, there has not been anything like the sort of people going to protest. And you remember there's a time President Samia Suluhu even was reacting to our protest, and she says something, and I quote, "Kwa jirani kuna chomeka." She was kinda like looking down upon Kenya for whatever was happening, the violence. Little did she know that the uprising was soon to come to her nation. And right about now the big question remains, what will happen next? Because Africa, indeed, people have shammed out the real election. People have shammed the process that was happening, because how can you have an election and then the opposition people, nobody is allowed to be on the ballot? The big opposition leader Tundu Lissu was also denied to participate in the election, with the Tanzania authorities saying that his party denied to sign some statement. I don't know, that was to allow him to participate in the election. And also during the election, he was behind bars. And President Samia Suluhu, we are getting information that she is to be sworn in today on Monday, and we are waiting to see whether President William Ruto, who has just sent in his congratulatory message, will be part of other political leaders who will travel to Tanzania, knowing what is happening in Tanzania right about now, and will they want to be part of the history as leaders, or as presidents who accompanied, who traveled to congratulate a president who is being accused of committing a genocide in her own country. Yes, so reports have been flying in. People are saying that over at least 800 people died. That was the report that was released by the big opposition party Chadema, calling upon the International Criminal Court ICC to conduct investigations into President Samia Suluhu. They say that whatever has been happening in their country is something that the international media should not let go unobserved, because the local authorities are not giving the opposition chance to air out their voices. Because you see what happened when people took to the streets, they have been shot, they have been killed. Yes, so whatever is happening in Tanzania right about now is actually very, very sad, and we are waiting to see what will be happening today, if President Samia Suluhu is indeed going to be sworn in as the president of the country now, to serve in her official first term. Because you remember now, she took over a system that was set by her predecessor John Pombe Magufuli, but right about now she becomes now a president who has been elected according to the 97% vote that was a statement released by the Electoral Commission. What do you think, guys, about this story? What do you think about President William Ruto congratulating Samia Suluhu Hassan for her re-election into office? What do you think about whatever is happening indeed in this country, in this nation of Tanzania? People have been calling Suluhu all kind of names. She's being called the dictator. She's being called Idi Amin Dada of Tanzania. There have been many things that have been happening, and we are just waiting to see what will be happening, because there's nothing much more to share from Tanzania, because you understand that there has been blackout. There is no internet connection. People are not allowed to access social media and to share the real events of what has been happening on the ground. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel. We are on to half a million subscribers. Bye bye for now.